So I'm back with part 8. I wasn't even intending on making video 8 today. I was intending on doing it later tomorrow, or I mean, not right now anyway. But in the bathtub today, I had another discovery that made me have to make a video. But at the same time, I'm gonna document 2 things. One thing, I have to hurry up and document before you can't even see. But if you notice, I don't know if you can know or not, but there's a bunch of little tiny nodules on my arm. A whole bunch. There's about, at the highest point, there were 14 or 16 or more. And you can see them. And they were a lot more protruding and growing. And at first, I noticed them about 3 or 4 months ago. It was just one little bump there, and I would always go to feel for it to see if it was still there every so often, and then try to not pay any attention. And then one day I went and there was like 3, and there was 8, and there was 10, and then there was 14, and then my mom came out here, and I had got small enough that you could actually see it like you can see it now. Before, I was a little bit bigger and I could feel it, but you couldn't really see it. I couldn't really see it, but I could feel it was there. And so I was like, Mom, can you see these bumps? She was like, oh my God, yes, what is that? And I was like, I don't know, but I go to the doctor Monday. I'm going to bring it up to my doctor. So I brought it up to my doctor, and she's like, oh, it's just some type of dermatology stuff or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to wait till I go see the dermatologist and see what it is or whatever. But mind you, I start my Gerson therapy on February 3rd, 2016, February 23rd, 2016, and today is, I think, March 6th, Sunday, March 6th, 2016. I think I may have to look at the calendar. I don't be remembering short-term stuff that much, especially days and stuff that happen. But, what I want to say is that a lot of the little nodules and bumps have went away and went down, and there's not as many, and they're not as big. So that's what I wanted to say, but that's not the discovery today. That was the one of the things that I wanted to document. The discovery today, it scared me, and it actually is what led to me reminding me to document the lumps on my arm, because I wasn't going to talk about that until later on, when I talked about going through the CVS and discovering how CVS affected me, and, you know, whatever I learned through my research. And I was going to talk about how at some point I found the lumps on my arm. But today, something, I was, my son's been doing my enemas, and after I be weak, and he helps me up to the restroom. And when he lifts up my arm, it hurts. And I'm like, why are you lifting me up like that? You know, you got to lift me up from under the shoulder. You can't pull my arm. I think it's hurt from pulling like that. Even though he hadn't actually ever pulled me up, he just pulled it lightly. But me going to school for kinesiology and learning about the body and pre-physical therapy and all of that, I kind of knew that the proper body mechanics were for him to pick me up under the shoulder, because he could, you know, pull my arm out of socket. So I was like, I just couldn't believe that he had done that just by lifting up my arm. And so today, after a couple of days of feeling that pain, after my enema, my coffee enema, I got in the tub, and as I was soaking and lying in the tub, I moved my arm, and I felt a little tinge there, a little, you know, pressure, pain, or whatever you would have there. So I went to go massage it, thinking, ooh, that muscle is tight, and felt a lump, a pretty nice size lump. And then I went to go try to feel it from a 90-degree angle, like they kind of teach you in school, and it kind of disappeared. And so I was like, well, did it roll down my underarm? And as I was checking to see if it possibly had rolled down my underarm, I discovered a second nodule. And this one you can maybe see, the other one you can't see. But this one, I don't know. This is my first time ever trying to see if I can see it, but that's it right there. And you can probably see it. So I do know that the lymph nodes are at the axillary